Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a bit of a more, casual video. I played BF1 again today, and as many of you know, Battlefield 1 is actually not my favorite Battlefield game. In fact, it's pretty low down on the list for me just because of the gameplay. I find the gameplay pretty irritating, and that's because, for me, there just isn't enough mechanics in the game to make the game enjoyable. However, today I played it, and it was pretty fun. And I made some observations that I'd like to share. We're going to talk about Delta Force, we're going to talk about Battlefield, what's to come with a new game, and we're going to talk about Battlefield 1. So, if you enjoy the channel, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I stream every single day, but that may be changing soon. I'll explain what I mean. And definitely turn notifications on for YouTube videos. As the Delta Force playtest is coming up on October 14th, I'm definitely going to be covering that in its entirety. Now, I mentioned I might not be streaming every single day anymore, and that is purely because I have a job offer that might change a lot of my scheduling. Actually, the regional manager recommended me to, the big boss man that works at this huge thing that I'm trying to get into, so I will let you know how that goes. It's up in the air right now, but rest assured, you can count on me to deliver content, even if half my day is taken up. So, when I was playing Battlefield 1 today, and I already knew this, but today was a great example of this. Battlefield 1 is an extremely momentum-based game, which means if you're on a team that has control for most of the match, not rolling, but you have control, maybe you have flag majority, maybe you have the better rotations, the game just plays significantly better. And that's because you have the pressure. You're making the decisions. When you're on the back foot in Battlefield 1, it sucks. The gameplay heavily suffers because there isn't enough in the game to allow you to sort of stand your ground. You can't really utilize game mechanics to say, you know what, I'm better than all 5 of these people pushing me. I'm going to kill them all. You just get rolled, and that's really evident from my play session today. And this is one thing that I hope they don't do in the next Battlefield game. I hope in the next Battlefield game they just make the gameplay have more depth. And that's not asking for anything. Basically just make Battlefield 3 and 4 and then call it a day. Boom. Done. That simple. Another thing that I noticed from Battlefield 1 while playing it is the screen shake is insane. Even compared to Battlefield 5 and 2042, it's really insane, and I think it's just to increase the cinematic effect or whatever, and I think there is a screen shake slider, and I play with it on its minimum value, and it's still too much. I hope they don't take that into the next Battlefield, but one thing I do hope they take into the next Battlefield is the general atmosphere of Battlefield 1, and what I mean by that is, they did a great job at executing the setting, which created the atmosphere. They can recreate that in another game. Even if it's modern, World War II, which it won't be, Vietnam, which it won't be, they can recreate that atmosphere if they have good enough execution on the setting itself. And I personally think that is really important, maybe not for me, because I don't care, but it's important for the rest of the Battlefield community, and I think they should absolutely focus at least part of their attention on achieving that goal. And another goal they should pay attention to is reintegrating some classic things you could do from previous Battlefield games. For instance, when I was playing BF1 today, I ran out of ammo, and then I killed a support player with my pistol, kit switched to the support class, dropped ammo for myself, then kit switched back to my medic class. Then I had ammo again. That wasn't really in 2042, and I don't think it was in BF5 either. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't played that game in such a long time, so I don't really remember. But I think that is such an integral part of Battlefield, and it really lets you outplay people. It really does, because if I didn't know that trick, I couldn't have gone on that further 8 or 10 kill streak that I went on after I kit switched. Bring that back. And the last thing that I think the next Battlefield should really take from Battlefield 1 is the general design of the audio. I don't know what they did with Battlefield 1, but the audio design is really best in class, and it's a staple of the game. People love it. Every time I make a BF1 video, somebody inevitably comments about it. So whatever they did in that game, they need to try to replicate and even try to improve upon it in the next Battlefield game. Because the best thing about BF1's audio is it's not like it sacrificed functional audio, right? You can still hear footsteps, you can still hear important information, but it still gave you a sense of you're in a battle. and the weapons didn't sound like you're shooting a Nerf gun. So that's really important. They should definitely move forward with that idea. Now, switching gears slightly to talking about Delta Force, because obviously the Delta Force playtest is in less than 2 weeks. We get to get our hands back on the game on October 14th, all the way through the 21st during Steam Next Fest. If you didn't know about that, now you do. I think Delta Force, for some people, was criticized because it didn't have that sort of Battlefield feel. Now, again, for me personally, I literally don't care. Like, I'm very gameplay oriented. Thought the gameplay was significantly better than both previous Battlefield games, BF5 and 2042. But I do acknowledge that it is important for quite a lot of people. And I don't think moving forward that Delta Force will actually change anything about that aspect of the game. I think they're pretty far into the development of the game. They have it where they want it, and I don't really anticipate to see the game change drastically in any way. With that being said, what changes would I like to see in the next Delta Force playtest? Well, I think the big one is very obvious for everyone. I don't want to see any AI in the next playtest, or heavily reduced amounts of AI. That's, I think, maybe the number one problem with the game. The number two problem with the game, for me at least looking back at clips, the visibility was actually kind of iffy in some places, and the gunplay, unfortunately, kind of suffered from that Battlefield 2042 laser beam style gunplay, where you could beam people from 150, 180 meters away. And maybe some people don't understand why that's a problem, but I think once people play Delta Force in a server full of real people, they're going to understand why that's a problem. You're going to get shot from angles that you would just never, ever, ever consider they could hit you from, and you will be dying from those angles. So it's going to be very jarring, and I do think it's a big problem in the game. And they can very easily fix it. It's one of those things where if you just put a little thought into it and you just understand what the problem is, you can fix it in like one patch. So that's going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Not really much going on, going to be honest. This might be the most dead I can remember it in a very long time. There is a grand total of nothing happening. Yeah, I could play, Deadlocked and all these games, but honestly, I don't think you guys want to watch me play Deadlock. I don't know if I want to play Deadlock, and I'm kind of preoccupied on trying to figure out if I'm going to get this new job or not, what it's going to do to the Twitch streams, what it's going to do to YouTube, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below, what do you think the next Battlefield should take from Battlefield 1? I look forward to reading your comments, and once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully the next stream. Follow my Twitch stream, first link in the description.
Düşman hücum kıtası askeri. Siz bomba